Okay, so quick reminder, when you add integers, if the signs are different, you subtract their absolute values and you take the sign of the bigger number. This is the bigger absolute value, the sign's negative, so that answer is negative. All right, the opposite of 5 is negative 5. Opposite of 7 is what? Negative 7. Opposite of negative 6 is what? Okay, so opposites are the same distance from 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be positive 6. That's a positive 6. That was an accident. Positive 6. Opposite of negative 12. Hopefully you all said positive 12. Okay, to subtract integers, add the opposite. Why we spent that time on opposites so that you knew what an opposite was. If you have a subtraction sign, you have cooties. You must change the subtraction sign to addition and change the sign of the number directly to the right of the subtraction sign. This is a super annoying song. We're going to play it in class. Yay, yay, yay! Add the opposite to subtract. We'll listen to the song tomorrow. Woohoo! All right, so this is a subtraction sign. When you have the subtraction sign, you add the opposite. The opposite of negative 9 is 9. So now we have 7 plus 9, which is 16. There's your answer. I want a picture of your work. If your work just has the final answer, you will get 0 credit for it. All right, so we have subtraction. Whenever we have subtraction, we add the opposite. Your first number stays the same. You add the opposite. Add the opposite. So that is 9. Okay, so we have a subtraction sign. So anytime you have a subtraction, you add the opposite, which is keep the first number, change the subtraction sign to an addition sign, and do the opposite of the next number. What's the opposite of 2? Negative 2. So now we have addition. The signs are the same. Same sign, add and keep. 5 plus 2 is 7. Keep the sign. Once you go from adding the opposite, this is ignored. Okay, you guys do this one. See if you get the right answer. Hit pause. Did you get negative 3? If not, let's look at why not. So this was a minus sign. Anytime you have a minus sign, you have to add the opposite. The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. So negative 5 plus positive 2. Signs are different. Same sign, add and keep. Different sign, subtract. So we subtracted the numbers. 5 minus 2 is 3. Keep the sign of the bigger number. So the 5 is bigger than 2, and it has a negative. So our answer is negative 3. All right, hit pause and you try this one. Did you get negative 15? If so, move on to the next one. If you did not, let's figure out why not. Okay, so I see a subtraction sign, so I know whenever I see a subtraction sign, I add, change it to an addition sign, but then I have to flip this. So positive 8, the opposite of positive 8 is negative 8. So I have negative 7 plus negative 8, which same sign, add and keep. 8 plus 7 is 15. The sign's negative on both of them, so my answer will have a negative. All right. Hit pause and you try to do this one. I'm going to do those two first. Okay, so if you got negative 15, move on to the next one. If you did not, let's figure out why. So this is a minus sign, so I do add the opposite. So I change the minus sign to an addition sign, and then I change the number just directly to the right of that subtraction sign to the opposite. It was a positive 4, now it's a negative 4. This sign's already addition, I don't do anything to that. So now I'm going to add. You can add in any order, I just chose to add left to right. Same sign, add and keep. And I brought this straight down because I didn't do anything with it. Now I have a negative 7 plus negative 8. Same sign, add and keep. So my answer is negative 15. All right, let's see. He was 27 feet below the surface of the ocean, so how do we represent that? Minus 24. And then he went 47 feet further down, so that's minus 47. And they want to know the new position. Okay, so I have a minus sign. When I have a minus sign, I add the opposite. I change that to an addition sign, and the one directly to the right of it, I change its symbol. I make it the opposite. So it was a 47, now it's a negative 47. Now this is addition, and I remember same sign, add and keep. 24 plus 47. $71, and then because it has the same sign, I keep the sign, add and keep. Let's see here. I need a sentence because it's a story problem. So this is in reference to under the surface, so I'm going to use below the surface instead of the negative sign. The diver is 71 feet below the surface of the ocean. So because I have this below, I know this 71 is a negative number. Okay, you guys try this one on your own. Hit pause and try this one. Okay, so did you get 483 feet? So let's look at it. I drew the picture to understand what I was doing. So he was at negative 1,200 feet because he's below sea level, so I threw that negative in there. And then he moved to negative 1683, and they want to know how many feet he descended. So how many more feet did he go down? Not how many total feet was he below sea level. They wanted to know this distance from here to here when he was at negative 1,200 to when he was negative 1683. So I chose this number first because that's where he ended up with. And I subtracted this number. And then because it was subtraction, I added the opposite. I ended up with negative 483. And then I thought to myself, it's distance. How far did he go down? So I took its absolute value. So the sub descended 483 feet. So that's how I got it. Hopefully you got it. If not, hopefully you followed along how I got it. And you're going to take a picture. Preferably with your drawing. And that's it for tonight.